Hi you guys, good morning. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Good morning, evening, wherever you may be. I am Dr. Jacinta Mpadlinkana, your transformational coach and spiritual counselor. In this session today, I'll be using advanced Ho'oponopono technique to help you if you're dealing with an illness or a disease or some discomfort, physical discomfort in your body. I'll be using Ho'oponopono to identify some of the negative emotions that you could have developed around the issue of your physical disalignment. Now, before we get started, I encourage you to spare at least, take time for at least 10-15 minutes for this session. Make sure that you will not be disturbed, and let's get started. Now, the first step is to think about this disalignment or disease that is in your body. Think about it. Maybe it's migraines or I don't know, diabetics or cancer, whatever it is, bring it to mind. Maybe it's even pain, arthritis or backache or a physical disalignment. Maybe it's whatever it is, bring it forth in your mind. Now, as you think about it, put it to the side and start bringing forth how you feel about this issue, the disease. How do you feel about this disalignment? How do you feel? Bring those emotions forward, bring them forth. Some of the feelings that are common to disalignments and diseases are worry that you ain't gonna make it, fear that you're going to die, sadness that you can't do what you want to do, bitterness, especially if you've been struggling with this for a while, regret, especially if you feel that you've concluded that you may not come out alive and you want to do certain things but you haven't been able to do the things because you've been procrastinating, so now you're regretting for the time you wasted. Maybe it is blame. Probably you're blaming your DNA or other people or yourself. Maybe you put yourself in a situation that got you hurt. Bring all those emotions forward. You have to remember as you bring these emotions forward that it's not really what happens to us, it's how we feel about it that creates more of it. Because most of the time, let's imagine something like a disease. Let's imagine you have a lump or a swelling somewhere. It's not the problem is not really the swelling. The problem is not even the pain that the swelling creates in your body. The main problem is how you perceive it, how you define it, the meaning you have for this, the attachments, and all the stories that you build around this swelling or whatever it is. So once you develop more stories around this swelling or disalignment in your body, you're creating more energetic toxins and blockages around the issue. So once you release and let go of everything else you've created in addition to the issue, the issue is verging on its own, and you release the grip. You actually emotionally and mentally release the grip on this issue, and then it will find its path and it will take its course, and then it will dissolve. So I'm imagining that you brought all these emotions forward. Now let's begin let's begin with emotions, then I'll go into the other stuff. So close your eyes right now and either repeat the first statements as I say them, because I'll be cutting using an advanced technique of the razor blade, cutting the emotions that I mentioned. But don't you worry, I'll be doing it within myself. Just focus on the emotions. Either listen to the first statements or repeat them. So fear, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Take a deep breath right here. cut, 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 release, release, dissolve, melt, detach. Divine order, divine order, divine order, divine order. All right, let's go to sadness. Bring the sadness forth. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now we're going to bring forth guilt. Cut, cut, dissolve, resolve, melt, disorient, detach. Divine order, divine order, divine order. Now bring forth guilt. Let's imagine maybe you're guilty because this disalignment, this disease has created a guilt in you. Maybe you're guilty that I don't know, the guilt. Let's deal with guilt. Guilt has come up. Okay. I'm sorry. Please believe me and please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Release, release, melt, dissolve, let go, detach. Divine order, divine order, divine order. Now let's bring forth fear. Bring forth the fear. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Dissolve, melt, disorient, detach, forgive. Let go, dissolve, melt, disorient, detach, melt. Divine order, divine order, divine order. All right, so let's bring forth other emotions that you might be feeling. Bring everything forth. It could be bitterness or frustration, any emotions, the negative emotions that you have accrued or lie at the back of your mind regarding this disalignment, bring them forth. I'll give you a minute, a few seconds, as I also do the work inwardly. Okay, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Delete, delete, dissolve, resolve, melt, detach. Divine order, divine order, divine order. Now take a deep breath right here. Okay, so lastly, let's bring forth the definitions. How have you defined this disease or disalignment? What does it mean to you? How has it defined you? You know, what definitions have you come up with regarding this issue? Even if you can't really point out or be specific about a definition, if you're struggling with this disalignment or disease, you definitely defined it, because definitions prolong the life of issues in our lives. So let's cling on any definitions and interest. So definition, interest, let's bring the interest forth. Trust me, interest can also be negative interest. If an issue will really bother you emotionally and mentally, if you're interested in it, you could have a disalignment or a disease that is physically uncomfortable. But if you're not interested in it, if you detach from it, I'm not saying you don't care, but you don't mind, meaning that you don't create psychological, you don't let the psychological mind create negative stories, then it will be there, the issue will be there. You will feel the pain, but you will not define the pain. The problem is when you become interested, and interest is giving it attention. Interest means that you're giving it so much attention, you're already thinking about what's wrong. And when you think about what's wrong is going to multiply. And sometimes even the origin of the root cause of what's wrong might have resolved. But because you focus on it so long, it becomes a memory and then a belief. So you start living your life on something that has already died, but the memory and the belief live on, and you live on pure illusion. Nothing really exists. So let's bring that interest forth, and then the attachment. So 3 things, definitions, meanings, interest, which is your attention, and then attachments. Bring all those forth. Focus on these, even if you can't really define them or create them. Even if you cannot imagine or visualize them, no problem. Just bring the words in your mind. The terms are definition, interest, and attachment to this alignment, to this disalignment or disease. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Delete, dissolve, resolve, melt, disorient, disengage, detach. Divine order. Now take a deep breath right there. Perfect, and we are done. Now, if you are dealing with any, if this session has it has become, has been a little bit difficult for you because the pain is really aggressively disorienting your focus or attention, just send me a message or in the comment section below. Tell me exactly what's going on, and I will include you in my daily prayers, Ho'oponopono, and other techniques I use for all my friends and clients who are going through some physical disalignments. So leave your details of exactly what is bombarding you, or send me an email. I'll leave the email below. Send me the details of what's going on, and I'll include you in the cleaning and resolving advanced Ho'oponopono session in the evenings when I'm doing it for other people, friends and family and clients. All right. Now, thank you so much for clicking on my video, and especially thank you so much for taking control of your life and realizing that you are not anything that comes in you. I want you to remember that what comes goes. What we perceive is very temporary. It is definitely affected by time, and time kills everything. So whatever you're going through today, just know that it came in you, and as long as it came, it will leave. As long as you don't dissolve, you don't develop meanings, attachments, you don't give it so much attention, and you detach from it. Also, that means that you observe it, you become aware of it without really recruiting it and engaging it. And it's also really understanding that the psychological mind is not your friend until you realize who you truly are. Lastly, I want you to remember, I want you to take note of this very important issue. We should never ever try and be somebody else. We should never try and be what we are not. But we should make it a lifetime goal to find out who we are, who is looking behind those eyes. Because when you know, when you find out, when you discover by letting go of who you're not, your life will change forever. Now, I'm sending you abundant love from my heart to yours, and peace and blessings. Bye.